What's up, guys? It's Ben in Parts here. Welcome back to yet another episode of this Cryptid Cast podcast. I wasn't actually planning to do a Cryptid Cast video today. I was planning to rest a bit because I'm a bit burned out. However, I saw that I've posted a few gaming videos recently as fillers, and people started unsubscribing because of that. Well, one person did. And now I'm not one to do things based on what the audience wants. Far from it. But I pledge to do one cryptid video a day if I can, so I'm going to try and do that. Now, I'm not putting my cryptid health before my mental health, far from it. I'm doing this because I feel better today, and so I feel like I can do it. And today we're going to cover the Whirling Whimpus, another Lumberjack Cryptid, one of my beloved Lumberjack Cryptids that I absolutely adore, but at the same time, a Lumberjack Cryptid that is, again, a feline, continuing on from my recent theme of the dingmaul, the ball-tailed cat, the wampus cat. It's a feline-like cryptid with an emphasis on the word like. So what is the Whirling Whimpus? Well, it's said to live along the hardwood ranges of the southern Appalachians, and it's said to be, quote, doubtless responsible for the occasional complete disappearance of hikers in the area. Henry H. Treon's Fearsome Critters covers this book extensively, and the information is fascinating. It's said to be a chunky beast, 7 feet tall, with a face a bit like a cat or a fox, and a body about the size of a coal oil drum, and to have fur all over its body. It's said to have, quote, equine hind legs, which unite at the fetlock, and they terminate in one broad hoof. Yes, one hoof. The front legs are disproportionately long, quite sinewy and powerful, and they have paddles. Yes, paddles on them. And when it's standing at ease, the Whimpus will usually rest these paddles on the ground when it's relaxing or when it's thinking up a new stratagem. And the Whimpus is not to be underestimated because it's deadly to humans. It's, quote, wholly carnivorous. It will eat deer, it'll eat bear, it'll eat oxen, turkeys, and especially humans. They're all absolutely on the menu. It's said that around sundown, it will stand by a bend in the trail and whirl on its single hoof like a spinning top. And the maximum speed is 2,150 rates per minute. So it presents an absolutely fascinating, terrifying, dervish-like world of activity. You can't even see it while it's whirring. And it's said to be accompanied by a droning sound. We're not sure if the droning sound comes from the sound it's making as it rotates, from its hoof grinding on the ground, from a sound it makes itself for its vocal cords, or through the sheer speed of it, but it's accompanied by a droning sound, and at top speed, it's practically invisible. A little dust or a few pieces of wind will flit around in the air, and you'll probably think, it's just wind, it's nothing to worry about. And it's said that when a hiker or a tourist or a lumberjack is coming home and they hear a droning, they'll naturally, if they don't know what this creature is, be a little curious and they'll start to investigate it. The instant you step within that circle, however, of those spinning leaves and those flailing bushes, you get, quote, deposited in the form of an unctuous treacle. Yeah, that's it. It literally will absolutely shred you to pieces with this whirling. And what will the Whimpus do next? It will cut its throttle, slow down, and it'll crawl under a nearby bush and lick this person up. In other words, not only does it not eat you whole, to add insult to injury, it grinds you into a milkshake-like paste, and then it feeds on this paste. It's said that, according to Henry H. Treon's Fearsome Critters, a Whimpus was actually spotted from Nebraska by a person whose name is completely unknown, and that he claimed that he saw one at precisely 11:32 p.m. on June 23rd of 1935, just as he was emerging from a roadside gin mill. With an emphasis on the word gin mill. I'm not sure if that's actually something we can go on, but either way, a 7-foot-tall gorilla-like animal with a cat-like head which spins round and turns you into a syrup. And it's even said that it can eat bears. It can actually prey on bears if there's no other food source around, or simply if it can find the opportunity to eat them. However, the bears have to absolutely be careful because the bear finds the Whimpus incredibly tasty, especially when apparently paired with fine red wine. I'm not sure why the bear's sitting down at a table with a cloth over it, with a bib tucked in, and eating wine and cheese with a side order of Whimpus, but either way, the bear finds it very tasty, so the Whimpus has to beware of these bears while spinning. It's one of the few creatures that can actually defeat the Whimpus. And in Fearsome Critters, it's further described as having a bare chest, a six-pack, and a long pimply tongue. And its scientific name is Vertex species. So there are no details minced here. It's a creature that's absolutely been elaborated on, and it's one of those fascinating creatures is because it's just realistic enough that it reminds you of Bigfoot, and there's a little hint that it could be real, but it's just outrageous enough that it could not be real. And lumberjacks used to blame the Whimpus for disappearances of inexperienced hunters, of tourists, of anyone who didn't return home before sunset. And it said that the Whimpus were so bloodthirsty that there wouldn't often even be remains, clothing, or weaponry left behind, and the Whimpus would eat every single bit of the goo it had created from this person. So, what do you guys think? Have any of you heard any information about the Whimpus? Do you know anyone who has? Do you have any family folklore about it? Please post that in the comment section below. I would love to read that. And stay tuned for the next episode.